Hello guys, this is EPN10 and welcome back to another Plants vs Zombies Gotta Warfare 2 video. We will be using the sunflower here, the fire flower to be specific. So yeah, this is a post-commentated video, just letting you guys know. And this is a match that happened late night. And it happened a couple of days ago, but it was like very interesting. Like, I don't think I uploaded a fire flower video in like a year. However, not much things have changed about her. So this is pretty much like a game I just uploaded because, you know, why not? It was a pretty good match overall, pretty intense. We usually don't get these types of games, you know, where both sides are, you know, very good. But one thing I want to highlight is that, yeah, there were a ton of imps this match. So, yeah, there you go. And, yeah, when I was saying, you know, Firefly hasn't changed much, like, there were, like, 2 patches that happened in the past couple of months, but they didn't really change. They didn't really mess with the Sunflower class. You know, Sunflower hasn't really been messed with, like, the class as a whole, ever since they, like, gave them all, like, a huge damage buff, like, over a year ago or something. So, yeah, there you go. And I think they did this because, you know, the power levels of this game just grew so much. Because imagine a mech in God of Warfare 1. Not much will be able to destroy it. Especially with that weak turn mode back in God of Warfare 1. Like, mechs will be such a huge issue. And there, I try to, like, chain hop to the other side there. I just try to, you know, scoot over to the other side there. You know, after he got stunned. Like, while he was stunned. And he was going after that Citron. However, he just turned. And we're like, wait a second, buddy. You're not going anywhere. And then, bam, I just got wrecked by the Drake mech. So, that's a risk I took and paid for it. So, yeah, that was rather unfortunate here. And, yeah, fire, I just love the element. It's probably the best element for me. It's definitely the most fun to play as. It's the most punishing. That's why I like it. And yeah, as you can see here, there's also a lot of foot soldiers on roofs. And, you know, fire is also good in that aspect as well. You know, fire is very good against all these 4 imps we have. I think they had like 4 imps, right? Yeah, they did. Around there, give or take. And fire is very, very good against them. However, it's also good against the roof campers, as you see here, because... Yeah, there you go. It's trying to jump from roof to roof there. I see you, buddy. There you go. Now you're dead. So, yeah, the reason why it's so good on people on roofs is because usually the players on roofs are just... they're usually just foot soldiers or super brains. But, yeah, it's usually the foot soldiers. And on rooftops, foot soldiers don't really have access to healing. So, essentially, just burning a 125 HP target that has, like, no access to healing. I mean, sometimes they do, but it's very rare for, like, a scientist to also be up there. But, I mean, it does happen. And here, I mean, there's so many imps that people get annoyed by the gravity grenade. But, like, you have to anticipate it a lot. Like, if there's so many imps like this, you just have to keep your eyes peeled. And there's a Captain Deadbeat here, so I just try to take care of him. And I do have this habit, when I do play Fire Advance, I just stop shooting the target, you know, when I anticipate that they're going to die, as you see there. I sometimes just leave them for my teammates. But yeah, I should definitely be more focused on that. And yeah, that imp just summoned his mech, like, right in front of me earlier, and I just left. Like, the second I saw him, you know, summoning that from a corner there, I just got the hell out of there, you know. So yeah, there was, I think that was a Z7 imp. But, you know, I walked in the gravity grenade towards the end of the life cycle there because, yeah, the gravity grenade did get nerfed. And, wow, I almost avoided death there. You saw that, right? Jeez. Well, I avoided death, not almost. I almost died there. Because, yeah, those 2 sticky balls were so close to each other. But the first one detonated right before I hit it, but the second one did hit. So, yeah, that was so insane. So insane. And here we see the life of a sunflower mercilessly just chasing after her teammates in hopes of healing them while getting ignored. So yeah, that's the typical life of a sunflower. But yeah, we have a ton of Colonel Corn escorts here, and yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, this sunflower, I mean, this Rose was a bit too slow in this situation. So yeah, there you go. The other Rose got to build the teleporter first. So yeah, boo-hoo for you. Anyway, as I said, you know, Fire Flower is very good. Well, fire in general is very good. You know, just spraying your targets. You know, hitting each person one by one with fire. Just to force them to, you know, hide. As I said, it's definitely good against campers because, you know, if a camper gets hit by fire, he's forced into hiding, and he has to wait for his HP to regenerate. He has to wait for the fire damage to stop ticking, and he also has to wait for his HP to restart regenerating again to over 25. Because, like, actually over 30. Because if you get shot, if you stick your head on and you get shot, that initial damage plus the fire damage over time is going to kill you. So generally, you have to, like, wait for that fire to stop ticking, right? And then you have to also wait for your HP to regenerate before you can shoot again. Preferably over, like, 50 HP, you know? Or else you'll just die again. So this is why fire is so good against roof campers. It's definitely good. However, I do, you know, fire is strong against mechs. I mean imps, but not their mechs. So yeah, there you go. You know, against mechs as a sunflower, you definitely want to use the sunbeam. However, I don't really use it much because I just try to avoid damage here. As you can see here, I'm just getting kicked all the way back to the spawn point here. There's like a shrimp and also there's a drake mech as well. Never underestimate the speed of a drake mech in general. Like, that thing is so much faster than I always anticipate. I've died so many times due to that. So as you see there, I do it again, in which I just stop shooting him. I just let the fire damage take over. But you should never do that against an imp because, yeah, he could have been summoning a mech there. So yeah, it's just my habit. I just spray things a bit and then just don't do anything. I don't know why. But, you know, it does give you a window. It does give your teammates a window to just get that final hit right there. Because it's a sheer vanquish, you know. You definitely don't want to do it when you have a legendary character and you require the kill. You know, unless you're Toxic Brains, in which you just require punches. But, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm just chasing down imps because, yeah, they do target a lot of my teammates. So I'm just, you know, I'm just keeping an eye out for them. I'm just literally just trying to kill them all the time. That's what I do, man. So yeah, every time I see it, like, imps always try to sneak in the back, and if they miss me, I'm like, all right, let me see what this guy's up to, and I literally follow him, and bam, he's going for a teammate of mine in the back. And yeah, look at this guy just running away. And yeah, as you see there, you see like the kill counter on the mech, but that usually happens when you like, I guess like when you destroy the mech, but they already get out. You know. Like, the mech has, like, little to no HP, and they eject us just in time, but then you finish off the mech while, you know, the imp is ejecting. But since the animation is there, you can't get a kill on him, right? But you do kill on the mech, but it doesn't count as a kill, so kind of sucks, but yeah, there you go. And yeah, that goal was in trouble. I just try to hop there a lot. You know, I really love these mobile characters. Oh, man. So yeah, I definitely need that heal right there, which I already had deployed there in that corner. So you definitely want to watch out on where you deploy your heals. Because, yeah, it's definitely very, very punishing if you set up a heal flower and then it gets destroyed within the first 5 seconds. Because the cooldown on the heal flower is actually quite a bit. It's like 45 seconds or something, I'm not sure. But it's a long time, basically. So here I found another good spot here for my teammates to hold down this little corner right there. So pretty much right now we're just like spraying at the garden, trying to get some of that fire damage done. Yeah, we do get someone right there. And yeah, this team does adapt to my variant. Look at Torchwood's face, it's so hilarious. They do adapt to the shots. I mean, they do adapt to the fire variant by choosing scientists later on. So yeah, healing just negates the fire damage. It pretty much just stops the damage over time altogether. But as I said, even against roof campers, it's usually good because even if they have a lot of scientists, unless the scientist is up there with them, yeah, the foot soldiers down. Up there don't have access to healing, so they sometimes have to drop down, which is good because you're getting them off a camping position, which is awesome. But yeah, a very good game so far. Yeah, it's just a ton of imps. I'm just trying to shoot down here. Just trying to shoot everything I see. There you go. A lot of things getting summoned. Look at this little guy over here. There you go. So yeah, you just want to watch out for those gravity grenades. You could definitely anticipate when they're about to throw it and just get out of the way. So yeah, as you see, I'm just stepping back. I just make sure never to be up in an imp space in which you could just easily gravity grenade me. Like, the gravity grenade's projectile doesn't go that fast, like, when they throw it. So you definitely want to be as far away. So, you know, when they throw that gravity grenade, it's, like, slowly going, and you have at least a chance to go out of range. So yeah, you definitely want to do that. That pea shooter's dead. That's not good. So, I don't know why I was waiting so long to revive him. I don't know. I think I was just watching out here. Yeah. I also use my audio a lot to help me because yeah, you could definitely hear the imps laughing and whatnot. So it definitely helps you, you know, with your game sense. Like you could definitely know what's going on around you and when you could like, all right, oh crap, there's an imp. I have to like look around and watch out for any gravity grenades. And yeah, I just burn the guy slowly and bam, there you go. So here was like a small mistake I made. The Citron does die soon after. Like I was healing this guy, I was just jumping left and right. But yeah, this guy does go down soon after. And then I do make a mistake of going after him. As you saw there, I saw the mech. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let me actually not go revive him. Let me go behind this wall. And I do, and I didn't like I didn't run back because yeah, that like you know I probably would have just died there. And then yeah, this scientist is there, and man, that Mr. Electro is so relentless, dude. Like that guy just dealt like he just dealt a ton of damage to me. Like every time he got to shot me, like the second I was like in range, bam, 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 like that. But yeah, usually I don't really pay much attention to to the turrets. Like, I don't know, like, the turrets, they don't feel that important in this game. So yeah. Like, they just don't feel that almighty powerful. Usually people just summon heal stations and whatnot. That's all they really do. And like the orbital strike, which kind of annoys me. But yeah, overall, it's like, yeah. There's not much to it. And here I actually use my sunbeam to take this mech out, but he does eject. And he actually makes, like, he just saw me, like, immediately. So yeah, he actually attempts for that gravity grenade. If that gravity grenade would have landed, it was just game over for me. And yeah, this goat just tries to go over here. And yeah, there you go. It's a big mistake. I mean, he's down like in a river. It's like some river thing. Just like, he can't really go, like, he can't really jump up, especially in that mode. You're very vulnerable when you're in that mode. So yeah, there you go. You're pretty screwed if you use that and someone's shooting you. There's just not much you could do, especially if you can't shoot them and they could shoot you back. It's just a death. So yeah, about the turrets, it's just, you know, like the Gatling turrets seem much stronger. Like, even though they haven't really touched any of the turrets, like, I don't know, they just feel so much stronger. And yeah, this guy overextended, but yeah, who could blame him, you know? Like, this guy overextended, I gave him a taunt there. Like, it wasn't really his fault though, because, you know, you have a freaking imp. Yeah, you're in a mech, and you know, there's a sunflower you're chasing. But yeah, my teammate saved me there due to the ice, so you just get instantly frozen. You weren't expecting that really, because we don't have much ice variance here. So yeah, like, your mech got frozen, and that was able to give me a window in which I can kill you. In which I could kill that imp. So yeah, there you go. And this guy flies all the way to space there. You can't go out of bounds, buddy. All the way down there. There you go. Rejected by the wall. Anyway, such is life. But yeah, onward here. But yeah, turrets in Garden Warfare 1 were definitely more deadly. Like, they were definitely scarier. Like, alright, if I walk into this corner blindly, I could just get one-shotted by a Bang Chui. That was extremely scary. In this game, you know, like, people just use them as, like, heals when they don't have a scientist or something, or, like, a sunflower. But, yeah, like, I would definitely want, like, turrets to be more deadly and stuff like that. I'm just saying. And, yeah, this was a point in which we had, like, a ton of high HP characters. And, you know, if you have, like, a ton of Citrons, Kernel Corn, and, you know, a Torchwood or two, and, like, you have a very good sunflower, like, you're pretty screwed. Like, the amount of reviving that's going to happen over and over again is going to be ridiculous. Like, a Citron dies and a sunflower goes up to him and revives him in like a second. So now you have a 200 HP character you have to deal with again. He took like 10 seconds taking it down. Now he's back in the game like after like 2 seconds. So yeah, reviving is definitely insanely strong here. And yeah, thank goodness that Drake mech didn't turn back here. And yeah, there's the, that was rather unfortunate. I tried to do like a 360 spin right there. You know, put my heal flower down, you know, try to impede his movement of his turbo twister there. And then, yeah, bam. The turbo twister wasn't enough to kill me, however, that super brains was. That regular super brains just does a ton of damage. Like, he is probably the best variant for me in terms of just punching. And also toxic brains as well with the toxic legendary mode. But yeah, he's just, the regular super brains is just a monster. And yeah, that guy respawned right there, so I couldn't really revive him. So yeah, there you go. Like, the regular Super Brains is good. I think if it was another Super Brains character, I would have actually survived. And yeah, as you see there, they are choosing higher and higher HP variants, but you know, they still have the majority as imps. So I put a heal flower there, and bam! That was so close. We'll have a couple of close calls like that later on. Don't worry about it. But yeah, Turbo Twister, that was one of the abilities they did nerf. Which was kind of weird because Turbo Twister, yes, it was extremely, extremely annoying. But, like, it was useless against, like, half the classes in the game. Like, if you use Turbo Twister against a Rose, a Citron, or Chomper, like, it wasn't that good against them. Like, it's just not, it just wasn't. Like a Rose could literally get away or stop you completely with one of her 3 abilities. It doesn't matter which ability they are, but if a Rose uses it against, like, a Super Brains and Turbo Twister, like, you're going to be useless. Like, she could time snare you, she could gotify you, and bam, you don't have to worry about it, right? And also, you know, she could use Arcane Enigma to just get away. So, Turbo Twister was in, like, a position where it was either very strong or very weak. So, that was kind of awkward, but, you know, people complain about it being too strong, obviously. But, you know, against the Rose, against the Citron, he could just stun you, or just, like, you know, just go in ball mode and run away, or could tackle you with the ball ability, the third ball ability, and just get you off your Turbo Twister. And a Chomper could just either burrow and get you, or he could just, you know, goop you and run away, Or he could just spike weed you if you happen to just run across him, run across it. If you don't pay attention, he could put a spike weed there and it's game over. So against those 3 classes, Turbo Twister was like, I don't know, it's just not that amazing. Obviously, if you don't have your abilities against Turbo Twister, yeah, you're pretty screwed. But against those 3 classes, you generally never want to use Turbo Twister. It's just a bad idea. With Huskop, I mean, with you know, with Kernel Corn and Pea Shooter, it was kind of like a middle ground. If a Pea Shooter had Hyper and a Roof nearby, like he would just escape the grasp of the Turbo Twister spin. And also, if a Kernel Corn uses Huskop, he could just flat out kill you. Like that 50% damage reduction was nothing. Compared to a Huskop. Huskop doesn't care. Huskop deals like 1,000 damage. It doesn't give a crap about your 50% damage reduction. And look at this imp back here. As you saw there, like as I said earlier, they always try to sneak back behind your teammates, get someone vulnerable. But yeah, I do not let them. I do not give them that window. I do not give them that opportunity at all. And then yeah, Turbo Twister ultimately against Cacti and Sunflowers. Yeah, you're pretty useless. It was pretty hopeless. Like back in the day when Turbo Twister was super strong, I was like a Sunflower and I couldn't deal any damage to them because they had like a 80% damage reduction. I was like, you know what, just kill me. Like I literally couldn't do anything. I would just shoot them and just slowly die. Like I would just wait for those 8 ticks to slowly kill me, to slowly wither my HP down. It was just ridiculous. So yeah, like, you know, it was very frustrating as a Cacti or a Sunflower once you got Turbo Twister, because you would literally just wait for it to slowly kill you. It's like all the way down from like 125 or 100 HP, depending if you're a Sunflower or Cactus, all the way down to 0. It was very annoying, and you felt very, very hopeless. So yeah, like Turbo Twister was in a position where it's either too weak or too strong against certain characters. But yeah, they nerfed it, you know, beyond the point where I think this is super bad now. Like, I don't think it's good at all. The damage went down from 8 to 6, and it doesn't pull you anymore. I think nerfing the pull was fine. The pull was definitely the most annoying part. It didn't let anyone get away. Even Pea Shooters and Hyper sometimes couldn't get away. And yeah, it was just super annoying. However, the damage, I think, was fine. Like, I think they could have just kept the damage, but, you know, reduced the, reduce the pull-in or ray or whatever. The black hole effect of the Turbo Twister. So yeah, I mean, I was fine with that. As someone that uses Turbo Twister exclusively as a defensive tool, this does not affect me at all. You know, like, if I'm using Turbo Twister as damage reduction and, you know, a getaway, it doesn't affect me at all, because I don't care whether or not I'm dealing less damage, because I'm just running away. I'm not dealing damage to anyone. I use it defensively, not offensively. And also, you know, the pulling rate doesn't affect me much, because I'm not going after someone. So I'm actually doing the opposite. I'm running away. So the pull-in, you know, nerf doesn't really affect me. So this Turbo Twister change does not affect me at all. However, it does affect a lot of, you know, Super Brains players that do use the tool offensively. But yeah, it definitely hits them hard. But as someone that uses Turbo Twister pretty much almost exclusively for defensive purposes, it doesn't really affect me at all. However, I do feel bad that it did get nerfed. And Gravity Grenade as well. I don't like that ability at all, but that just pretty much gives, you know, plants a complete steamroll. Like, it just gives the plants, like, everything now. Like, plants still have the most annoying stuns, and they have the most annoying area of effect. You know? Like plants, they have goop, they have spike weeds, they have, and this guy completely didn't see me. So yeah, but this guy did. So yeah, there you go. Plants they have roles as a class, very annoying, like crowd control class, and they also have Citron as well. So you know they just have access to so many stuns. Like, what are the stuns on the zombie class really? Well, like the stun grenade, which doesn't even deal damage. Sure, it deploys faster, but it doesn't even deal damage. And you know, for the most part, you do get away if an engineer just hits you, because engineer probably, I mean, they hit hard, but they probably won't be able to finish you off, like, by the time you get unstunned. Although the mechanic does have a very he's very strong, but yeah, still my point still stands. And they also have Gravity Grenade. But yeah, the plants also have access to much more splash. Like Kernel Corn, the Kernel Corn class as a whole is just literally a bunch of splash abilities essentially. Meanwhile, the zombies have what? They have Impunt and Explosion. I mean, yeah, they're very good. They're very good abilities. However, they're not impactful in terms of capturing gardens. Because yeah, like, what does a Explosion do compared to like a Corn Strike? Like, you know, with the Corn Strike, you know, everyone has to leave the garden, even mechs. Like, there's no way you're going to stand up to that. There's just no way. You need to leave. You need to evacuate the area immediately here. There. But yeah, you know, Explosion, it just kills your target very fast and probably kills 1 or 2 targets. It just happens immediately. It's not that impactful for capturing gardens. Same thing with Impunts. You know, we just throw an Impunt. If it kills a target, it kills them very fast. and he has a small explosion. But compare that to some Bro Beam Bomb, Corn, the Corn Strike, you know, Bigger Better Butter. Just all that is just insane. Like, the plants have much more access to annoying tools than the zombies do. It's much less annoying playing as a plant than a zombie, because the amount of crap you have to deal with as a zombie against plants is insane. And there, I was anticipating that stun, so I actually went behind cover and actually planted my plant there. And yeah, bam, that imp as well. There you go. So I actually backed down here because, yeah, I was able to shoot him. This was a pretty nice spot. You always had to anticipate everything, and this guy was in his little barrel here, so I took him down as well. So yeah, you just have to be a bit more aware. And yeah, this garden, this section, like, I really like the teleporter positions in this map compared to like Great White North. The teleporter positions in Great White North are just absolute vomit. They're terrible. But in this, especially in this garden, and in this stage here, it's super strong because the teleporter does take you super far. However, like, you still have a long way to go to the tombstones. So yeah, and plus it's just a huge wide area, you know, they could just easily shoot you. So yeah, this is definitely like the hardest tombstone the plants have to capture, definitely. And here I was thinking whether or not I should capture, but you know, why not? And I actually decide to here. Like, actually, I'm like, all right, maybe overtime here, and I just get shut down by that Z7 imp. So yeah, there you go. That was the match there. Just a lot of imps. I love fire. It's definitely good. But you can't really compare it to something like ice or electricity because they're completely different functions. You know, for toxic, yeah, you could compare them because they're very similar in terms of damage over time. And yeah, you know, fire is just overall better. Like, you know, toxic provides very, very small niches that are not irrelevant. They're not relevant enough to take them over fire. Fire is better than toxic pretty much any day. Like, what? Yeah, you do get the toxic spread. And you do deal damage over time if you hit a toxic character. I mean, if you're next to a toxic character, like if a toxic character is next to you, you do take damage over time. But yeah, overall, it's not a big deal. I will not sacrifice 25 damage over time to like, what, 6 total for toxic. Anyway, that was Fire Flower. Very fun match. And yeah, that's all I really got to say. As I said, I'm not really going to talk about Fire Flower because not much has changed. I just uploaded this video just to, you know, share my thoughts with different things and such, and, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye. More engineer and a torch war video coming soon, alright? Peace.